What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? This is the Fourth and Goal Sports Show. I'm your host, Tyrus Wilson, and today we're going to be talking about my top 10 quarterbacks going into the 2023-2024 NFL season. But before we get started, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, as well as follow on the Instagram page. But without further ado, let's get started. So right off the bat, at the 10 spot, we got Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. And I know a lot of people are probably watching this thinking, Dak? You got Dak at the 10th spot? But I think you got to be realistic in the grand scheme of things. I think Dak Prescott is a lot better than people want to, push the narrative on him that he's just a turnover machine and he can't do anything else. Dak Prescott, he's a solid quarterback in this league. He deserves his respect. Does he have some things he needs to work on for this upcoming season if he wants the Dallas Cowboys to make the playoffs? Absolutely. He's definitely going to have to limit turnovers with, he led the league in turnovers last year. But without a doubt, when Dak is clicking on all cylinders, when he's locked in, he's a top 10 quarterback, 100%. We've seen the things he can do with the weapons he has, and I think that, when he's really in tune with his game and really locked in, that offense can really be scary, 100%. At the number 9 spot, we got former Washington Redskins quarterback, now Minnesota Vikings. You like that? You know what I'm talking about. You like that? You like that? So I got Kirk Cousins at the 9 spot. I think he's very, very underrated. I think he's disrespected in a lot of lists. I see he's very disrespected. Just from watching the games of the Vikings, I really feel like, not enough respect is given to his playmaking ability. A lot of times you see, his O-line just break down and he has to just push through it. He has to just push through it and figure it out. And he, there's a lot of plays he just throws it up to Jefferson and it works out. But then a lot of plays he's, looking at the defense and reading the defense and figuring out how can I figure out the best play for my offense. And after watching The Quarterback, on Netflix, I really felt like I found a newfound respect for Kirk Cousins after watching him, push through all those injuries. His O-line was, in my opinion, it was pretty crappy. Outside of Darisaw, that O-line was not doing good. I think Kirk Cousins was one of the most hit quarterbacks in the league. And he's pushing through it and he's putting in the work. And I really feel like he deserves to be on this list. He's 100% top 10. At the number 8 spot, I've got Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, man, when he first got drafted, I was one of those guys who was a doubter. I'll admit it. I admit it now. And when he got drafted, I was like, he's coming out of Clemson. He was a dog in college. He was probably the best quarterback in college, right? He comes out. Everybody's saying he's going to be this guy. He's going to be that dude. They were saying he's going to be that dude. And I wasn't buying into the hype. But I'm starting to see it now. That playoff run last season, when he almost beat the Chiefs, but it's Patrick Mahomes, it's tough. When they almost won that game, I was like, oh, they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough next season. And I definitely got the Jaguars winning their division this season for sure. You got reinforcements now. You got Calvin Ridley coming in. It was a great, great trade. And, if he can, be like his old self that he was in Atlanta, Jaguars are going to be scary. So definitely, I got Trevor Lawrence at the, 8th spot. And he's going to do some big things coming up. He's definitely, in a few years, without a question, going to be top 5. At the number 7 spot, I've got Los Angeles Chargers quarterback. That's right. I'm talking about Justin Herbert. And I think that the Chargers are going to have a solid season this year. It's always tough in the AFC West with the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Chargers. It's just a tough division, and then you got the Broncos too now with Sean Payton. I think they're definitely going to be well improved, and Russell Wilson will definitely play better. But I think that Justin Herbert really is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. He has the arm strength. He has the mobility. When he has to take off, he can take off. He has the frame, one of those bigger, solid quarterbacks who really has the stature and can, he can bully his way for that first down if he needs to. He doesn't do it often. He protects himself. Very smart quarterback. But, he's one of those tougher quarterbacks, to take down. But 100%, Justin Herbert is going to be a top 5 quarterback in a few years. He's constantly developing. And I think this year he'll be a better quarterback. And his team will be a better team. And his offense will be well improved. 100%. At the number 6 spot, I've got Green Bay Packers legend, now New York Jets, number 8, quarterback 1. That's what I'm talking about, Aaron Rodgers. It was really tough between the 5 and 6 spot because I really feel like he could still be a top 5 quarterback, but I think it all comes down to talent at the end of the day. He's getting older, and I definitely feel like he's taking a downgrade slightly, but I think that when it comes down to it, his skill is just so high that it covers up all of his, his downgrades here and there. And Aaron Rodgers is still an elite quarterback in this league. He's going to do big things for the Jets for sure, but I think he's sitting well at the 6th spot. I think that's a good spot for him. So this is the part of the video where it's about to get controversial. I know people in the comments are going to have some things to say about this. So at the 5 spot, I have Baltimore Ravens quarterback, former MVP. That's right, I'm talking about Lamar Jackson. The most dynamic quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion. He is a star. He's a superstar. But one of his biggest problems has been his health. He hasn't been able to stay healthy consistently, and that's something he has to work on for sure. But when he is healthy, he's clicking on all cylinders. To be honest, I think there's only a few teams that can really completely stop or slow down Lamar, and it's not too many defenses in this league that can really, stop Lamar. I'm going to just say it like that. There's bad nights here and there, but when he's clicking on all cylinders, he's one of the best in the league, and 100% best athleticism, for sure. So I'll put him right there at the 5 spot. I think he's sitting pretty good right there. And he's definitely, throughout the season, depending on how he performs, I got him having a big year. Who knows, he could even move into that top 3 spot. At the 4 spot, I have Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts.
At their own 47. Good protection again, launched downfield. Watkins wide open, touchdown.
I'm going to just say it straight. Jalen Hurts is one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. I love this guy's swag. I love this guy's just demeanor on the field. You could see this guy's talent and his swag, just his energy. You know what I'm saying? He's about that. He's really that dude. And I love his game, just watching his toughness. There's not too many quarterbacks in the league that can squat 600 or, he's just a different level when it comes to quarterback. His athleticism, his strength, his speed, his leadership, his talent, his arm strength. He's really one of those quarterbacks where it's just the one word that screams out to you is dynamic. There's not too many limits on Jalen Hurts' game, and I really think the Eagles are going to be solid this year, and they're going to be able to have another good playoff run. So I got Jalen Hurts at the 4 spot. Here is another controversial one. So at the 3 spot, it was tough. I think we've established who number 1 is, but at the 2 and 3 spot, that's very debatable. It's a heated debate. But in my opinion, at the 3 spot, I got Cincinnati Bengals quarterback. That's right, I'm talking about Joe Burrow. I mean, what can I say about this guy? He's just swag, talent, leadership. Gets it done. Anything you need out of this guy, he gets it done. I mean, he pushes through injuries. He, fights for his team. One of the best in the game. And I think the reason I have him at the 3 spot is because, I think he can do more. I think he can, really elevate this team even more. And I know that's tough for a lot of people to believe, but definitely they can win a Super Bowl. I believe it. And, who knows? They might even be able to get it done. I don't have them doing it this year, but I do have them doing it in the coming years, and it's going to be good to see it. At the 2 spot, you should already know who it is. I got Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen. So I got Josh Allen at the 2 spot, undisputedly, without debate, without argument, without a second question. He is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. His arm talent, second to none, in my opinion. Best arm in the NFL. When it comes to his mobility, his underrated speeds, his elusive, this type of guy you can take off, run a guy over. He has it. He has that. And I think he's going to do great things for the Bills this year. It's going to be a big year for the Bills. Watch out. It's going to be a big year. Last but not least, I think this should be undisputed. We should all agree on this. Number 1, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback. That's right, I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what can I say about this guy? What can I say? This is the best guy in the game, the best quarterback, the best leader, one of the best leaders in sports. That's for all sports. He's just a great leader for his team. The type of guy who fights through injuries throughout the playoffs, fights through injuries in the biggest stage, the Super Bowl. There is no limit to the lengths this guy will not do for his team. We've seen that, and then also watching the ins and outs of it from watching the quarterback, which I mentioned for Kirk Cousins, watching Patrick Mahomes work and train, on that, quarterback series on Netflix. I saw the ins and outs, and I'm like, it's work. It's work day in and day out for this guy. And I think when you see the results, that's one thing, but what you see when you watch and observe and study what it takes to get to that level and to, be dominant on that level, it really impresses me, and it really, helps grow my admiration for just the skill level this guy is on. He's above the best. He's on his own pedestal, and he's the undisputed number 1 quarterback on this list. So please be sure to comment your top 10 quarterbacks going into the 2023-2024 NFL season. Here's my list. I hope you liked it. I'm Tyrus Filson. This is the 4th and Goal Sports Show. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow. But without further ado, peace.